videos. I'm going to be currently doing Manchester City, versus Arsenal current preview. 4:30 kickoff on Sunday. As he currently said, well, obviously Manchester City from their perspective, obviously are looking to keep the pressure on Liverpool at the top, obviously, because obviously City are looking to get back to winning ways, because obviously they did lose to Newcastle midweek, did Manchester City, as we all currently know. But potentially Liverpool had the opportunity, to extend their lead, to 7 points. But obviously they dropped 2 points against Leicester because they drew with Leicester. So from Liverpool's perspective, they will be disappointed with that. Arsenal, won midweek against Cardiff, as we all currently know as well. But Arsenal have got a lot of injury concerns that could come in this Manchester City game on Sunday. Arsenal have obviously now got into the top four, as we all currently know. They have gone above Chelsea on goal difference, as I currently said, because obviously Chelsea got hammered by Bournemouth 4-0 midweek, and that's Chelsea's heaviest defeat in 23 years, or something like that. So could potentially, Sarri be under serious pressure at Chelsea, as we all currently know, because obviously Sarri hasn't won out in terms of silverware yet as a manager, and obviously it's only his first season with Chelsea. He did have an okay January transfer window. He did get Higuain and he's got Pulisic, for next season, who's going to be potentially, going to be officially playing for the Chelsea at the end of the season, as we all currently know. But yeah, this is the Manchester City versus Arsenal preview, as we all currently know. So Manchester City will want to get back to winning ways in this game, as I currently said. Bit of team news, going into the game. There's a few injury concerns going into the game. So potentially Manchester City goalkeeper Edison reportedly could be out. I think he suffered a slight injury, but he could still be in contention for the game on Sunday. Vincent Kompany, their club captain's out with what's the injury now? He's got a muscular injury, I think, as Vincent Kompany. So that does see him out the Manchester City game. That does see him out of the game, as I said, Vincent Kompany. Also, too, Claudio Bravo's out. And Benjamin Mendy is also out for Manchester City. So Manchester City have got a few injury concerns, as I said. From Arsenal's perspective, obviously, they're injury problems as well. So defensively, City could easily capitalise on their defence, on Arsenal's defence. They can expose Arsenal defence, cause all sorts of problems with Arsenal's defence, with the quality that Manchester City have got in their team, because they have spent, 500 odd million pounds, as we all currently know, of Manchester City, since Guardiola's been there. They've got likes of Aguero and, Gabriel Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne. For me, De Bruyne is the second best player in the Premier League without a shadow of a doubt. They've got Aguero, as I said, they've got Jesus, they've got a lot of class in their team of Manchester City that could cause Arsenal all sorts of problems, as we all know. And considering that Arsenal have got, I think Koscielny has returned back to training, but he's still if and buts if he's going to compete. Koscielny, I think, is still out. Also, too, they've got long-term absences to Rob Holding. He's out. Danny Welbeck, he's out. Hector Bellerin, he's out as well. I think Mkhitaryan's still out with an ankle injury as well for Arsenal. I think also, too, I think it did confirm that it was the other player. I think Socrates is still out as well. So Arsenal have got a lot of injury problems, as I currently said. And it is unlikely reported that Umre Ozil is going to be featuring in this game against Manchester City, as I currently said. But obviously from Arsenal's perspective, they're going for the top four, as we all currently know. There's quite a few teams, going for the top four. But Arsenal want to get to top four to invest more money into their club, to get into Champions League football next season. Obviously Chelsea going for the top four. They want top four as well, because they want Champions League for next season, because obviously Chelsea and Arsenal are in the Europa League, and obviously Manchester City are still going for the title, as we all couldn't know, because they did win it last season. Liverpool are probably still the favourites, to go on and win it, even though they did drop points, against Leicester midweek, as I currently said. So from a City perspective, from their perspective, it's important to get a win over Arsenal, as I said. But recently, City have had a really good record against Arsenal. City did beat them early on in the season. At the start of the season, again, they beat Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates, as we all know. But potentially, all in all, City have won their last 4 games against Arsenal, as that has confirmed. City have won the last 4 games against Arsenal. I think they've met, City and Arsenal have met each other 43 times in the Premier League. Reportedly, Arsenal have won. I think Arsenal have won 23. Arsenal have won 23. Manchester City have won 10, and there has been 10 draws. But in the last 24 meetings, Manchester City have won 10. There's been 6 draws, and Arsenal have won 8. So that's the last 24 meetings, between the sides in all competitions, as I currently said. But as I did say, City are sitting second. They've played 24 games this season. I think they have scored over 60 goals. They've played 24, they've won 18 of those 24, they've drawn 2 and lost 4, and Manchester City have scored about 63 goals, I think, and conceded 19. So defensively, they are quite strong, to be quite honest here. Arsenal sitting in 4th, level on points with Chelsea now, as we all know, but they are sitting 4th for Arsenal. They're out of 24 games. Arsenal I think they've won 18, drawn 5 and lost 5 of Arsenal. I do think they have scored 50 goals, or just a bit more than 50 goals of Arsenal, as I currently said. You've got to say Manchester City, are going to be the favourites, going into this game, considering that they have got a better team than Arsenal. City have spent a lot of money, as we all currently know, and obviously Arsenal have got injury concerns in their team, as we all currently know. But City this season, beat the likes of us at the Etihad. They're beating the likes of us at the Etihad. Who else did they beat? They beat Liverpool at the Etihad as well. They beat Arsenal, obviously, at the Emirates at the start of the season. So the home record, Manchester City's home record, is pretty, very, very good, to be quite honest with you. They did lose to Palace, earlier on in the season. Palace did win at the Etihad by 3-2. As we all know, but I think City have got class in their team. They've got a lot of tenacity about the play, the movement, they're quick on the ball, the score. They've got players that can score goals as well. And I think this could cause problems for Arsenal, because as we all know, they have a bad record against the top 6 sides. As we all know, we beat them the other week at the Emirates as well. Arsenal recently, they've been doing pretty well at the Emirates this season. To be quite honest with you, but I think they do need to improve their away form a bit. The Arsenal, but I would, obviously Manchester City are going to be the favourites going into this game, as I currently said. But it is between City and Liverpool for the league. Maybe Tottenham are still in now with a shout, but I think Tottenham, obviously, they've got Harry Kane and Dele Alli out injured, 2 of their stars until March, as we all know. But yeah, going into what I've basically, been reading about anywhere. So potentially it is an 4:30 kickoff. I do want to update you on that. So reports basically that Arsenal did confirm the signing of Denis Suarez, as we all currently know. That it only confirmed that Arsenal confirmed the signing of Denis Suarez. So basically, Emery may be disappointed that he didn't get another loan signing in before the January window ended, as we all currently know. So potentially Arsenal missed out on Yannick Carrasco. They missed out on Perisic. They missed out on Christopher Nkunku as well. So they were keen on getting another player to join them on loan, because obviously they got Denis Suarez, as I currently said. Will he be making his Arsenal debut on Sunday for Arsenal? But obviously, some people may think he's going to be used there as a squad player. I think Emery does actually, see Denis Suarez as a winger mainly. But Denis Suarez can actually play he can play centrally. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. Can Denis Suarez? He did confirm that Arsenal had agreed to get him on loan, as we all know, because it did confirm throughout the January transfer window that Arsenal could only make loan signings. And Emery did confirm that, so he ruled out on making any permanent news. So it did confirm in the January window Arsenal could only recruit players on loan until the summer because of their financial restraints, as we all currently know. And obviously they've got an owner that doesn't invest any money into the club, as I currently said. But as I did say, so basically Denis Suarez is an Arsenal player now. Arsenal have paid the loan fee of around 2 million with the buyout option, to make the deal permanent in the summer by paying around 17-18 million pounds. It did confirm that Denis Suarez did sign a 1-year extension on his current contract term, as we all currently know. But Denis Suarez did confirm he was keen on reuniting with Emery, as he did confirm, because previously worked for him, when he was at Sevilla, Denis Suarez. But he is 25 years of age, Denis Suarez. It didn't look as though a couple of weeks ago, early on in the January window, that a deal was going to go through, because it actually confirmed that talks between Arsenal and Barcelona had currently stopped, because Arsenal were refusing to commit to a permanent deal, and basically Barcelona did confirm that they did want to sanction him off permanently, or they did want to sanction him off on loan with the obligation to buy, but Arsenal were refusing, for an obligation to buy. But in the end, Barcelona softened the stance in the process, because they did get Kevin De Bruyne in there. They've got obviously Frankie de Jong confirmed, for the new season of Barcelona as well. Well, he'll be officially playing for Barcelona in the new season. Barcelona have got quite a few midfielders, and especially Denis Suarez at Barcelona this season hasn't been getting enough game time under his belt, so he has been lacking game time, as I currently said. But But yeah, Arsenal have officially completed it, as I currently said. So from Arsenal's perspective, they'll have to hope that he does hit the ground running. They've got to think about where his best position, will be, as I said. And he has had experience of playing in English football, as Denis Suarez, as we all know. When he was young in his prime, he played for Manchester City, I think, for a couple of years as well. But when he was at Barcelona, I think he played about 71 times for Barcelona, did Denis Suarez. But it obviously was Arsenal's main priority target, throughout the January transfer window, as we all know. But they did get the deal over the line. Umremme did confirm that he did want to complete 2 loan signings. It turned out that they only managed to get 1, as I currently said. Also to Arsenal will be paying the majority of his wages throughout the loan, as well as that as officially confirmed. But now he's an Arsenal player. Could he be making his debut on Sunday against Manchester City, as I said? Also, too, Charlie Nicholas has come out on Sky Sports and laughed at Arsenal. He said Arsenal's transfer policy is a joke. Well, it is a joke, and to be quite honest, because they've got a really, really poor transfer policy. Because obviously over the years they haven't been getting the right amount of funds to spend on currently players they want. And Umremme, in my opinion, hasn't been backed enough. But as I currently said, he's done well in his first season. He early on in the season went on a 22-match unbeaten run as well, did Umremme. So basically, it is a transition season for Arsenal, as I said. But Arsenal probably will be able to commit to permanent signings this summer, as we all currently know. But Arsenal will be disappointed because obviously they wanted to get one more player on loan. They wanted someone to join Denis Suarez, as it currently confirmed. But as it did confirm, basically Arsenal did turn their intentions on Christopher Nkunku, the PSG midfielder, reportedly 21 years of age, France under 21 international, as we all know. So reports were coming out, Reports were coming out about this last week sometime that Arsenal had entered negotiations with Paris Saint-Germain about this. Arsenal had inquired about getting Christopher Nkunku on loan with the option to make the deal permanent in the summer. And at the first, the narrative came out about it suggesting that Thomas Tuchel, the current PSG boss, had reportedly agreed to let PSG boss had agreed to let Christopher Nkunku go as long as PSG could find an adequate replacement in their midfield. So they did want to strengthen up their midfield, and then reportedly they was going to let Christopher Nkunku, go to Arsenal on loan. And Arsenal had been in talks about this, as I currently said. But he's previously, worked with Umremme, when Umremme was obviously manager at Paris Saint-Germain, as we all currently know, and he was a regular. But since Thomas Tuchel's coming, he's found game time very, very difficult, as this Christopher Nkunku, as I currently said. But reportedly, reports were coming out yesterday saying that Arsenal's pursuit had come to an end for Christopher Nkunku because it was something to do with financial commitments, and reportedly Arsenal could not meet what PSG were demanding. So Arsenal couldn't come to an agreement on a loan fee with PSG, as that did turn out. And obviously, it was all the key factor of it was all depending whether PSG were going to get Idrissa Gueye from Everton, as I currently said. But in the process, a deal never materialised, and Paris Saint-Germain never got Idrissa Gueye in the current process. Even though Idrissa Gueye did want to leave Everton because he did put a transfer request in, considering that he did want to leave Everton, PSG was strongly linked to him. And I think if PSG would have got Idrissa Gueye, Arsenal probably may have got Christopher Nkunku because PSG did make it clear they wanted a replacement. But reportedly, it did confirm on deadline day that PSG put around the £26 million bidding, or was it just over £26 million bidding for Idrissa Gueye? Reportedly, Everton had turned this down. I think the previous bid had been turned down before of around £21 million. So in the process, PSG failed, as I currently said. But PSG did, get Leandro Paredes from Zenit St. Petersburg, as I currently said. So Arsenal did fail in the pursuit of Christopher Nkunku. The Yannick Carrasco situation also too. Arsenal inquired about getting Yannick Carrasco on loan as well. Yannick Carrasco, as I currently said, he was keen on making the move to Europe, as we all currently know. As I did say, the narrative went on about this earlier on in the January transfer window, saying that Arsenal had made a move for Yannick Carrasco. It did say reportedly the wages, his wages and his salary he was receiving could have been a problem, for Arsenal financially, considering that they could only make loan signings. As I currently said, I haven't got any money to buy any players, as I currently said. But reportedly, from Yannick Carrasco's perspective, he did actually say he was willing to take a pay cut, to go to the Emirates, as I currently said. and then the narrative stopped, and then towards the end of the transfer window, the narrative stemmed again about it. The narrative stemmed up about it again about Yannick Carrasco, and it did reportedly say that Arsenal inquired about getting him on loan, because reportedly Arsenal had been in talks with Dillon Yifan, this Chinese club. They'd also approached his representatives as well at Arsenal, as I currently said, and it did confirm that he did want to leave China, did Yannick Carrasco, and then Arsenal had talks about getting him on loan and then making a deal permanent in the summer. I think this Chinese club recommended that they wanted around 35 million for him, and then it did confirm that they were going to sanction Yannick Carrasco on loan reportedly, and then reportedly AC Milan came in. It did say that AC Milan was strongly interested in this Yannick Carrasco. Reportedly, AC Milan were willing to. They were in negotiations and talks as well, because this Chinese club confirmed they were willing to sanction him out on loan. I think AC Milan were in talks of getting him on loan as well. But as it did confirm yesterday that he'd currently come to an end. So basically, Yannick Carrasco's agent had confirmed that he's ruled him out making a move from China, and he basically got confirmed yesterday that Yannick Carrasco got taken off the transfer market. So Arsenal's pursuit of Yannick Carrasco come to an end, and AC Milan's pursuit of Yannick Carrasco come to an end as well. So in the process, it never went through, as I currently said. Yesterday as well, in the media, it did confirm in the media yesterday on deadline day that reportedly PSG had also made a move for Mesut Ozil. So reportedly PSG inquired about getting Mesut Ozil on loan, reportedly, as it did confirm. Reportedly, according to the German press, Ozil had turned this loan move down. Reportedly, it did say that Ozil doesn't want to leave Arsenal on loan, because throughout the January transfer window, there was strong speculation of Mesut Ozil leaving Arsenal, as we all know, because obviously this season he hasn't been getting in the team, hasn't been featuring this season for Arsenal. Obviously struggled to adapt himself under Remy, missed a lot of key games. Obviously, he's had a couple of injuries, throughout this season as well. So there has been strong speculation of him leaving, and it did confirm that PSG had reportedly put a loan move in for Ozil. Reportedly, throughout this loan agreement, PSG were going to pay all of his wages that he currently receives, which is £350,000 a week. Obviously, he's Arsenal's highest paid player, is Mesut Ozil. As we all clearly know, he's their highest paid player, and Arsenal have got average players on big contracts, and that's another problem for Arsenal as well. But Ozil, I think Ozil probably may go in the summer, to be quite honest with you. But throughout the January window, there was strong speculation of him leaving. PSG had put a loan move in for him, but reportedly Ozil, from his perspective, turned this down straight away, as I currently has said. But yeah, do you think Denis Suarez will fit into the Arsenal team, very, very well? From Arsenal's perspective, they hope he can Arsenal's perspective, they've got to hope he complements their team. He somehow scores goals, he provides, and he performs. And then Arsenal, then if he does perform and he does stand out to be a good player for Arsenal then may commit to make the deal permanent this summer, as we all currently know. But we know also too that Arsenal inquired about Ivan Perisic as well, and that's another player they inquired about getting on loan, as I currently said, because as it did come out. About getting Ivan Perisic, because as it did come out, was it last week sometime, I was hearing the narrative about this, that reportedly Arsenal were interested in Ivan Perisic, as it did confirm. Obviously my club, Manchester United, were linked to him, for the last couple of years, as we all currently know, but obviously we were not willing to pay the £48 million at the time that Inter Milan were demanding, so our pursuit of Ivan Perisic come to an end. We dropped his interest in Perisic when Mourinho left, but the reports coming out, was it a week or two ago, that we'd revived his interest, and the Italian press reported that Man United were in talks, and Atletico Madrid were reportedly in talks as well. But reports were coming out saying that Arsenal had made inquiries, Arsenal had negotiations, with Inter Milan over potentially, making a loan move for Ivan Perisic. Arsenal had been in negotiations with Inter Milan over this, and reports were coming out saying that Arsenal had reportedly put around a 4.4 million loan fee in for Ivan Perisic, with the option to buy in the summer for around £35-36 million. But that did confirm in January, that's what Inter Milan wanted, around £35-36 million for Ivan Perisic, because obviously his form hasn't been good this season. He's been in Inter Milan a number of years, as I said. He's 29 years of age. He had a good World Cup with Croatia last summer, but he's failed to replicate the form this season in Inter Milan that he's done in recent seasons, Ivan Perisic. But reportedly, Inter Milan had rejected this anywhere, but the Inter Milan director did confirm that Ivan Perisic did want to leave Inter Milan, as he did confirm, because obviously Ivan Perisic had put a transfer request in, as that did confirm, because obviously he was training on his own as well. But reportedly Arsenal had inquired about it. But reportedly, the loan fee had been turned down with the option to buy in the summer for around £35-36 million. This had been turned down because Inter Milan either wanted to sanction him off permanently, or either wanted to sanction him off on loan with the obligation to buy in the summer. So that's the only way Inter Milan would have done business, if Arsenal would have committed an obligation to make the deal permanent in the summer. But Arsenal committed with the buyout option, so they didn't commit if they were going to make the deal permanent in the summer. But if Arsenal obviously couldn't buy him outright, obviously because of their financial restraints, as we all know. And obviously Arsenal did inquire about getting him on loan, but obviously they didn't include the obligation to make the deal permanent in the summer, and this is what potentially Inter Milan wanted. So now Ivan Perisic does remain in Italy. He extended his contract till 2022, did Ivan Perisic. He signed a 5-year deal back in 2017 as well. Obviously, he's a good player though, Ivan Perisic. He can put crosses into the box. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's very strong. He's very quick. He's very, very good in the air, and he can put crosses into the box, and he can play as a winner, an attacking mid, and a second striker. I think he's mainly a winner though, is Ivan Perisic, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, Arsenal's pursuit had come to an end for Perisic as well. So out of the January window, they only ended up getting one loan signing, and that was Denis Suarez, and that looked in jeopardy, the other week, when it said talks had broken down between the two clubs as well. But Arsenal will be relieved that they did get one loan signing on the board as a case, because it was Unai Emery's main target, as we all know. He was keen on Christopher Nkunku because he's obviously had experience. Unai Emery worked with Christopher Nkunku in the past as well. But I think, attackably, they have got a good line of Arsenal. They've got Aubameyang and Lacazette that I think combine well together. I think they're a fantastic partnership that scores goals and leads the lines, as we all currently know. So I think Aubameyang and Lacazette are very, very good for Arsenal. Obviously, it's confirmed. They can probably see Denis Suarez as probably a replacement, for Aaron Ramsey, as I currently said, because obviously Aaron Ramsey is obviously set to join Juventus this summer on a free transfer. Obviously, that's confirmed because he signed a pre-contract agreement deal, with Juventus, as he did confirm in the January transfer window that he signed a pre-contract agreement deal to join Juventus in the summer. It's obviously confirmed he's going to be the second highest paid player, is Aaron Ramsey, when he does join Juventus. But Arsenal have got to give him the benefit of the doubt. They've got to give him a good standing ovation, for his performances and his displays and what he's done, for the Arsenal Football Club, over the years. He's grown and developed very, very well, and still now, when he plays in the Arsenal team, he's still playing very, very well. He's still showing passion. He's Aaron Ramsey, and he's still playing very to his potential best. When he's playing now, even though he knows that he's leaving Arsenal in the summer, as I currently said, and it did confirm that Unai Emery wasn't going to let Aaron Ramsey, go in the January window. He wanted to keep him until the summer, until his current contract expires, as we all currently know. But Ramsey's been at Arsenal 10 years. He's been there since 2008, as we all currently know. I think he's made over 300 odd appearances, as I currently said. He's scored 60 odd goals in all competitions, as Aaron Ramsey. Won 3 FA Cups during his time with Arsenal, scored in 2 of the finals as well. Arsenal paid £5 million in from Cardiff, where he'd risen up the youth system for like 8 years, when he was a lot younger in his prime, and he is a good box-to-box midfielder, is Aaron Ramsey. But obviously he's going to be going in the summer. Welbeck's obviously, I think Welbeck's going to be going in the summer as well, but obviously Welbeck's out for the season. And I do think that probably Ozil may go in the summer as well. Well, he may not if things change around. If he gets more in the team and stuff like that, then, things may change. But as I said, he's had an unsettled season, with Arsenal Football Club as Mesut Ozil. But I was saying, this is my Manchester City versus Arsenal preview, as I said. City looking to mount the pressure on Liverpool, as I currently said. But it won't be a walkthrough for Manchester City, as I currently said. But they've been playing really, really good football this season. They can score goals. They have got the quality to do it. They have got that quality up front that can cause Arsenal problems, because that was one of the key areas as well where Arsenal needed strengthening up. They do need a strong central defender, do Arsenal. I think mainly Socrates has been their best. Obviously he's injured now, as we all currently know, but Arsenal still got players that can cause maybe problems for City. But I think, probably City will end up winning this, because Arsenal have got, players out through injury. They've got a few defenders injured as well, so that could cost Arsenal in this game, as I currently said. But yeah, you know, in the 43, you know, in the City and Arsenal have met each other 43 times in the Premier League. As I said, Arsenal have won more overall. They've won 20. They've won 23. City have won 10, and there has been 10 draws, as I currently said. But in the last 24 meetings in all competitions, City have won more. City have won 10. There's been 6 draws, and Arsenal have won 8 in the current process. City, I don't think, got anyone in the January window. Mainly, they didn't really need anyone. I think if they were to get anyone in this, if they'd have got anyone in the January window, it would have been a potential fullback. So I think they were on search for getting a left back in with Manchester City. But yeah, I think maybe City may make some signings in the summer, as I said. Regarding my club, Manchester United, we do need to make signings in the summer, as I've already confirmed to you. We definitely need to make signings in the summer. It's a shame we didn't get a signing in the January window. I thought we may have got a signing, but we didn't. But yeah, as I currently said, the other news, I did update you today earlier on my last video, didn't I? I updated you that Marouane Fellaini's officially left Manchester United, and he has gone to join Shandong Luwen in China, as that has confirmed. I think around just over 10 million fee has been agreed. Because as he did confirm yesterday, he was in China to discuss about personal terms. The medical had been passed, as we all know. I think it's a 3-year deal he's signed with his Chinese club, Marouane Fellaini. But you know, Man United confirmed today the club. But you know, Man United have given him a farewell. You know, because obviously, you know, he's been in English football all in all for 11 years. This was obviously including his time at Everton as well. Obviously, it was one of David Moyes' first signing. You know, he was at Manchester United 5.5 years. Was Marouane Fellaini as well. He actually was a regular, was Fellaini under Moyes and Van Gaal and Mourinho, but obviously never, you know, got into the team, you know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, because he only played 31 minutes under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we know Herrera, Matic and Pogba have obviously, you know, been first choice over Marouane Fellaini, as we all currently know. And I think they look very, very effective, you know, that trio, you know, to be quite honest with you. But Marouane Fellaini, as I currently said, signed a 2-year deal last summer for Manchester United, I think with the option of another year as well. But obviously, as I did say, they could have made this any time until the 28th of February, could this Chinese club, because obviously the Chinese transfer window doesn't shut until the 28th of February. But Fellaini, all in all competitions for Manchester United, he made 177 appearances, as I currently said, and he isn't going to fit this new regime, he isn't going to fit this new system under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he isn't going to get game time, and obviously he's currently injured at the moment anyway, with a calf injury, his Marouane Fellaini, well, he was injured, well, he did say he was going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, as we all currently know. But Man United had come to an agreement with this Chinese club over the transfer of Fellaini, as it officially has confirmed now. And Fellaini, you know, being in England, you know, for 11 years, that is quite a long time, you know, to be quite honest with you. But as I did say, Fellaini, I think, you know, Man United won the FA Cup, the Europa League and the League Cup and the Community Shield, you know, if you want to count that as well. But that has been made official, as we all currently know. As I did update you, you know, I've given you a bit of an update on the Leicester Manchester United team news. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's given us a bit of team news, you know, going into the Leicester Man United game. Reportedly, Paul Pogba obviously linked off against Burnley. He suffered a minor injury, but he should be okay. Should Paul Pogba to feature in the Leicester game. And Paul Pogba's been very, very good this season. He's expressing himself. He's getting the freedom to express himself. He's scoring goals and he's providing, as we all know. So, you know, hopefully he should be okay to play. Anthony Martial, obviously, who missed the Burnley game through a minor injury as well. He should be set to return, Anthony Martial, because he's obviously very, very influential on that left-hand side, is Martial. Because obviously Rashford was playing on the left against Burnley, as we all know. But as I did say, I think Martial, you know, is better on the left-hand side. And I think Rashford's very, very effective centrally, because he's mainly our number 9, is Marcus Rashford. And obviously he could make his 100th appearance for Manchester United on Sunday, could Marcus Rashford as well. I think in all competitions made over 150 odd as Marcus Rashford, as I said. But yeah, I think he'll be in contention to start on Sunday. Herrera will probably come back into the team as well, because obviously Solskjaer against Burnley had obviously made 5 changes, as we all know. He made 5 changes against Burnley, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, he included Andres Pereira in the team. You know, he obviously brought Juan Mata in the team as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But Andres Pereira was very, very poor against Burnley, to quite honest with you. But I see Herrera coming back into that midfield. Probably Lingard will come back into the team on that right-hand side as well. So I don't think Mata will be potentially starting. Probably Lukaku will be dropped in this game against Leicester. He may start, I may be wrong, but, you know, his performance against Burnley was pretty poor. But to be fair, in the other games, you know, I think he has rejuvenated his form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Romelu Lukaku. You know, I do think that he has confirmed that Chris Smalling has recovered from injury. He's recently just had a foot injury, Chris Smalling. So reportedly he could be in contention to start alongside Lindelof. He may put Phil Jones alongside Lindelof, or he may even give Bailly a chance, you know, and put him alongside Lindelof. So he will rotate with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. Because obviously we're going for the top four. That's our objective this season, is to get in that top four. And hopefully, you know, maybe in a year or two time, get us back up there competing with the likes of City and Liverpool, and get us back up there competing for major honours and silverware, as I currently said. But I still think we're at least a year or two off the league until we do get some signings into the club, and that's what we definitely need at Manchester United. That's what we definitely need at Manchester United. But I think we'll beat Leicester on Sunday, to be quite honest with you. Leicester, you know, got a good point against Liverpool midweek at Anfield, as I currently said. They beat Manchester City this season. They beat Man City this season. They beat Chelsea this season as well. Did Leicester City. You know, we beat them in the reverse fixture at home by 2-1. It was a bad performance, you know, to be quite honest with you. As I currently said. But Leicester are sitting 11th in the league. 24 games, you know, they've won 9, drawn 5, and, you know, lost 10, I think, of Leicester City. Leicester haven't beaten us since 2014. You know, we haven't lost to them in like our last 8 or 9 meetings or something like that. But the last time we lost to them at the King Power, we did lose by 5-3 in that game. And also too, yeah, we did lose 5-3 in the last meeting at the King Power. Was 2-2 between the both sides as well. Leicester have just signed a player. There's talk saying that he could make his debut on Sunday as well, as I currently said. But as I did say, obviously, as Ed Woodward's confirmed, he's still looking to recruit a director of football to come in and maybe recruit a full-time manager to come in on a full-time basis at the end of the season, you know, before we do commit to any future signs, as it did confirm. But as Solskjaer did currently say, he didn't expect, well, he said it early on in the January window that he didn't expect Manchester United to make any signs in the January window, and he did say it was unlikely, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as Solskjaer's confirmed that, he says contract negotiations are progressing with the likes of De Gea. Obviously now Martial signed a new 5-year deal with an option to extend it by a further year, which is very, very good news, as I said. And Martial, I think his new wages are around £250,000 a week, or something like that, as I said. But he has confirmed to Solskjaer that, you know, contract negotiations going well with De Gea, and I think he did mention Juan Mata, but he did confirm, Solskjaer, that he didn't expect any players, you know, to depart in the January window, even though we know Fellaini departed, but it wasn't in the January window. But obviously he departed, Fellaini, because obviously the Chinese window doesn't close until the end of February, as we all know. But yeah, I do think a lot of experienced players will leave Manchester United in the summer, to be quite honest with you. So we'll have to think about maybe getting some young players into the team, you know, that can grow and develop, as I currently said. Because I do think players, you know, will leave in the summer, as I've already explained to you, know, on my last video. We've obviously got to sort contract renewals out as well. But as I did say, I do think Solskjaer's the right man for the job, to be quite honest with you. You know, so far he's played 9 games, won 8 of them, as I currently said, drawn 1. You know, but you know, it's not, you know, we're unbeaten in 9 games, as I currently said. But Solskjaer knows everything about the club. He knows the trappings of the club, because he was a great player, you know, for 11 years, as we all know, won trophies and all that. And you know, he watched some of these players grow and develop. You know, when he managed the reserve team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as he said, he should have been backed in the January window more. I think he should have been given the money to at least get one player in the January window, because these key areas in our squad, you know, they're where we still need to strengthen up. I think we need a central defender. We need someone on the right hand side, because as I said, the majority of our attack is coming from that left hand side, as we more currently know. But as I did say, we know that reportedly Mauricio Pochettino still remains the #1 target for Manchester United to come in on a full-time basis at the end of the season, to fulfill that managerial role on a full-time basis. I do like Pochettino, but Pochettino has no intentions of coming to Manchester United. I think he's fully committed to Tottenham. He's happy at Tottenham, and as Danny Levy, you know, confirmed 2 weeks ago he was not willing. He was standing firm. He was being ruthless. He was not willing to let Mauricio Pochettino leave, regardless of what Manchester United offer. Which he did say, if Man United were willing to offer £50 million for Pochettino, he was not willing to let Pochettino go. And even though it did confirm 4 weeks ago, whenever it was, that Man United had been in talks with Pochettino. Ed Woodward had been in transfer negotiations with Pochettino as well, of who Pochettino would recommend to come in if he was to get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United in the summer. But Pochettino is good at growing and developing young players. He's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014. Maybe Tottenham could still finish in the top 4 this season, as I currently said. But as I did say, you know, he's got a good record at Tottenham, got them to the last 16 of the Champions League last season, got them second place finishes, third place finishes. As I said, and he did very, very well when he was at Southampton, as I currently said, got them to their highest finished ever in the Premier League in the club's history, Southampton. So he did well there, did Pochettino, but he hasn't won out in terms of silverware as Pochettino, as I currently said. So he hasn't proven himself in terms of silverware because he hasn't won out in terms of silverware. But Pochettino does know about the Premier League. He does understand. He has a good philosophy and all that. But I think Solskjaer's the man, because Solskjaer's won trophies, especially as a player. People say he hasn't had much managerial experience. You know, he won 2 Norwegian titles with Molde, and at Cardiff he didn't do so good. But Cardiff aren't a big club anywhere, as we all currently know. But you know, he got Cardiff relegated. You know when Solskjaer was manager at Cardiff, you know, Cardiff got relegated, as I said. But Solskjaer would love the job on a full-time basis, and he would take it on a full-time basis if it got offered to him, as I currently said. But we've had a great start under Solskjaer, but we still know there's room for improvements in the team. Burnley, you know, we wasn't that good against Burnley, even though we did have a lot of shots in the game. We had 28 shots, obtained a lot of possession, created a lot of chances as well. I think we had about 28 shots in the Burnley game, 35 crosses, as I currently said. But yeah, he rotated the squad differently. But it was good to show, you know, that fight and that, you know, desire to come back into the game, you know, and get a 2-2 draw in the end. And it was good to see Lindelof get his name on the score sheet. That's his first ever goal for United. Paul Pogba as well, you know, scoring from the penalty spot, you know, which was very, very good to see, as I said. But Leicester Manchester United, as I said, now is the next game. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways in that game. Obviously now Solskjaer's 100% record is over, and he's going to make changes in this game without a doubt. Rojo's obviously not going to be featuring because obviously Rojo is still injured. As he currently said. But yeah, it should be Manchester United win, as I currently said. You know, we have got quality up front that could cause Leicester all sorts of problems, and we have spent a lot of money, as I currently said. But yeah, this is mainly my Manchester City versus Arsenal preview, as I said. So Arsenal, from their own perspective, only ended up getting one loan signing, and that was Denis Suarez. Could he be making his debut against Manchester City on Sunday? I think probably Umremme will operate him as a winger, probably, because that's what Umremme sees him as I said. But he can play centrally as well, can Denis Suarez. But Arsenal obviously will come to terms and they'll figure it out, you know, where Denis Suarez's best position will be. But Umremme does see him as mainly as a winner. They will be disappointed, you know, with the window, with Arsenal in that January window, that they didn't get Yannick Carrasco or Christopher Nkunke or, you know, Ivan Perisic out. They will be disappointed because he was keen, as Umremme, that he did want to add another player alongside Denis Suarez, you know, to get on loan with the buyout option in the summer. But Umremme did confirm he wanted to strengthen his wing position up. He wanted a versatile midfielder. Denis Suarez is one. He's got Denis Suarez, and, you know, he'll be good. You know, do you think he'll fit the Arsenal agenda? Well, they haven't strengthened up defensively. Arsenal, he's got the summer to strengthen up defensively as Umremme as well. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe to my channel, guys, as always, and take care.